We're speaking with Sally Smith of Buffalo Wild Wings. She's one of the Food Channel Pro's Leaders with Guts. Sally, what are the next markets that Buffalo Wild Wing is targeting for growth?
Well, I love talking about Buffalo Wild Wings. So, you know, as I have a mental picture of the United States in my head, and we have a lot of opportunity on the West Coast as well as the Northeast. We just had a group of franchisees in that have they have 3 or 4 restaurants in California. They also have 6 in Portland. They've come in and have proposed a development agreement for another 20 locations in California and in the remainder of Oregon. So the West Coast is going to be a strong development opportunity for us. We've got another group of franchisees in talking about the Northeast, from kind of Boston up through that northeastern seaboard. So you see that. Florida still has a lot of opportunity. And then we're going to make our first foray into the international market. We expect to sign a lease, 2 leases in Canada.
Consistently, Buffalo Wild Wings has made the Forbes Best Small Companies to Work For list. Well, why do you think that's the case?
Well, I think there's a couple of things. One, we've had some tremendous growth. But along with the tremendous growth is we've been able to, really kind of keep a sense of who we are. The growth has come along with the performance on the bottom line. So we've had not just top line growth, but as well it's flowed through to the bottom line. From a team member standpoint, the fact that we offer a lot of opportunities and we have a lot of people come into us because they know about our growth and they can see themselves as a part of that growth as we open in new markets. If you're an assistant general manager, there's opportunity to move up to be a general manager or a regional manager. So I think the combination of strong performance and opportunity to grow, and then some exceptional franchisees that are helping us grow as well, I think is one of the reasons we've made the list 3 years in a row.
And how do you communicate the passion of your founders to your new franchisees and also to your new employees that might be running one of your restaurants?
As we grow, that's going to be the hardest thing for us. When we bring franchisees in, and everyone that wants a Buffalo Wild Wings franchise, whether it's 1 store or 20, comes into the home office and meets with a group of people. I think they can sense the passion from the people at the home office that they're talking to. We have an annual convention each year. We have several awards that are named after our founders, and they're considered kind of the top awards. So it's really, it really is a kudos to win one of the awards. In every conversation that I have at the convention, every presentation, I talk about how the restaurant was started, where they started, where their passion lied. The other thing is at the restaurant level, really going through a good orientation when the new restaurant's open, and then trying to instill that every time I'm in the restaurant or any one of the leadership team members are in the restaurant.
During the last couple years, the United States has been going through a very tough economy, as basically the whole world. How has Buffalo Wild Wings been able to maintain their growth plans? You're pushing up on 700 units and your goal is 1,000. And you've pretty much been able to push through this tough economy. How have you been able to do it when so many companies haven't?
I know a lot of it probably has to do with luck, but I think we were starting to get ready to, we've been working really hard on our operations prior to kind of the fall in September of '08. And so we went into it with, really having focused and done some training. I think we're also, we're definitely a place to get great wings and beer, but we're a place to escape to as well. Our menu is varied. It provides a great value. So people still wanted to go out to eat. They maybe didn't want to spend as much. They wanted to go out to get together with friends and family. And that's kind of been a signature of Buffalo Wild Wings for a long time. Come in, enjoy yourself, maybe watch the game, pull your tables together. But I think we were set up ahead of time. Even before we knew about the economy, we just really wanted to make sure our operations were strong. And I think that's what's helped us through this.
And what do you look for in franchisees? What's the process like, and how involved are you in that?
Well, I typically, every new possible franchise group that comes, that's interested, as I said, comes to Minneapolis, and I spend at least a half an hour with them. I look for the passion, and in fact, not everybody that wants a franchise gets one. We had and if you haven't been, and if you're an existing franchisee and you haven't been into the home office for the last 5 years, we have you come back in because things do change. But I get a feel for why do they want to be a Buffalo Wild Wings franchisee? What makes them tick? And you can hear the passion in their voice. And if it's just a business deal, and some will say, hey, I've got these restaurants, I want to convert them, and then if I don't see any future growth after 10 years, I'll sell them. Well, that's not who I'm looking for.
And recently, one of your franchisees groups, Mr. Pancake and Mr. Wheat, got to go to the White House and talk about small businesses. What was that like for your operations?
Oh, so exciting. It was Steve Wheat and Bobby Pancake. Perfect names for franchise,
Yes.
for restaurateurs. And actually both of them had been home office, had worked for the company in Minneapolis. Bobby as a director of operations and Steve in marketing. But they were recognized by the White House. They won the Small Business Administration Award for entrepreneurs throughout the country, and were invited. As you know, President Obama has a push, or really is trying to help small businesses gain access to financing. It was an incredibly proud moment for us, and I can't think of two better individuals to have represented Buffalo Wild Wings. They are passionate about the brand. They were passionate when they were here. They were passionate in Washington.
And how do you communicate that to your system?
Well, email helps. We sent the pictures, the photos, and all of the press that we received out to all of the franchisees and company stores. It's in our newsletter, and it will show up at our annual convention in February, where we will probably have Steve or Bobby get up and talk about their experience.
We've been talking with Sally Smith of Buffalo Wild Wings and the Vice Chairman of the National Restaurant Association. Check out the next part of this series as we explore what it takes to be a leader with guts. For Food Channel Pro, I'm Ellen Codiff.